Hi, Stephen. Hi, Owen. How are you?
Hello, Gonzalo. Hello, mate. I think within the context of this story, the technique of doing a one-shot was really was a really good way into meeting our characters. Do you know what I mean? And to kind of propelling us along the journey of the story that we were going to take, as well. You know, because most importantly and primarily, we had to make sure that the drama element was the strongest thing within the context, not the concept of the one shot itself, but that the drama could propel you and keep that motivation and keep you moving forward. You know what I mean? And in the context of what it was, when I had the idea, it was always about charging into a house and arresting a young boy. Do you know what I mean? And coming with that kind of propulsion into the house of you know, our family, and then arresting the boy and then taking him to the police station. I thought that would be a really great way in for an audience to want to know what was going to happen and what was happening. In the same context as the father and the mother and the family have no idea what's happening. So what was good about the context with the one shot in this process was, as the story unravels, and as the audience begin to find out why he has been arrested, we as the family begin to find out. So we're learning it at the same time together, do you know what I mean? We're learning what has happened and why it's happened as a collective, both the audience and the family that we're experiencing through that journey with, I think. Of course, look, the reason why I wanted to make this piece as well was to ask the question, why? Do you know what I mean? Look, ultimately, none of us have the answer, but it was the question to me primarily was why? Why are young boys doing this? Why are young boys committing this heinous act? Do you know what I mean? And it's happened that there's been a lot of incidences in our country where young boys have stabbed young girls to death. And the main question to me was why? Why is this happening? Who is to blame? You know, we're all slightly accountable for this kind of, for this, is it a pandemic? Is it an epidemic? It's, you know, for this thing to be happening within our country, surely, you know, there's that, and I've said it before, but there's that beautiful saying, it takes a village to raise a child. So in that respect, I think we're all accountable, all elements of society, you know, his home environment, his parents are accountable in many ways. His school environments, which we see in episode 2, we see that they're accountable in many ways, do you know what I mean? His peers and his peer group, they're accountable. And then also the influences which he obtains through social media, do you know what I mean? They're accountable as well in many ways. And I think it's kind of addressing those circumstances and looking at it and not pointing the finger or saying you're to blame or this is why or that's why. It's just saying, how can we allow this to happen and why is this happening? Do you know what I mean? So I think in many ways we're all accountable. And especially it's such a difficult age, do you know what I mean? That adolescence age for boys and for girls, it's such a really complex age. Your brain is all over the place, you know what I mean? Your body's racing with all kinds of different hormones. You're trying to find a sense of identity of who you are and what you're about. Do you know what I mean? The complexities of the world itself are coming into your own kind of vortex now, and it's you're trying to work out your place within the world. You know what I mean? It's a really difficult age. So I think the main aim for me personally from this was to try and ask the question why, and try and create some kind of conversation in the household between parents and children. Do you know what I mean?
Obviously, I'm nothing like Jamie, so I didn't really know what to expect. But episode 3 was the first one we did. So with the help of Phil, Erin, Stephen, Hannah, you know, I got into that role, and Stephen obviously helped me because he plays my dad, so he helped me obviously to get into that, and, you know, I couldn't have done it with the people that was around me, so, yeah, I was forever grateful for that.